Urgent Day Bears fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest your team news. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Seems Ashton Jeanty isn't only RB the Bears are considering. At 10, the Chicago Bears could go many different directions with their 10th overall pick in the first round. Arguably the most popular name among fans is Boise State running Ashton Jeanty. It isn't a secret that the new head coach Ben Johnson wants to run the ball, hoping to ease the burden on Caleb Williams with more play action. Jeanty was a Heisman finalist last year and nearly broke Barry Sanders' thought-untouchable single-season rushing record. He's drawn comparisons to LaDainian Tomlinson. The allure of Chicago isn't hard to explain. Unfortunately, players of such talent tend to go early in the draft. Many predict Jeanty won't get past the Las Vegas Raiders at 6. Pete Carroll loves running the ball. His greatest successes came when he had studbacks. Jeanty feels like his type of guy. If that happens, the Bears would have to back off the idea of taking one at 10, or at least that is what the media wants to believe. A recent update suggests otherwise. Chicago is hosting North Carolina running back Omarion Hampton at Halas Hall. Viewed as a first-round lock, many see him as the clear 2 running back in this class and not far away from Jeanty on a talent level. Hampton deserves recognition, just like Ashton Jeanty. While the latter got his accolades during a season that saw Boise State reach the college football playoffs, Hampton was trapped on a middling North Carolina team. Their failure to win wasn't at all because of him, though. In 2 seasons as the starter, he racked up a ridiculous 3,164 yards rushing and 30 touchdowns. He's described as the ideal image of a running back, big, strong, chiseled, and relentlessly aggressive in his approach. He's drawn comparisons to David Montgomery, which would explain why Johnson and the Bears are interested. Subscribe to the BFR YouTube channel and ride shotgun with Dave and Ficky as they break down Bears football like nobody else. Hampton is a threat in the passing game as well, making him a 3-down player. Nobody disputes that he has a bright future in the NFL waiting for him. Still, most people don't believe he should go in the top 10 like Ashton Jeanty. Why? Some argue there is a talent gap. Others persist that running back shouldn't go that early. The Bears' thoughts on this are what matters. They might view Hampton as a perfect target if they were to trade down from 10, or he might be considered their emergency option if none of their preferred prospects make it to the 10th spot. One thing that can't be disputed is his ability. Hampton will be successful wherever he goes. If the Bears believe he'll be a good player for multiple years, take him. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest The Monsters of the Midway news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks, now let's get back to the news. Joseph Noteboom, the Rams free agent, is 29 years old, has started 35 games and played in 71, and SpotRack.com estimates his market value at a reasonable $88 million per year after earning $3 million per year. He started 4 games last season. Depth offensive tackle with potential to be a starter. Joseph Noteboom can play both tackles and as a guard, very athletic for his size, fits the description polls gave. 10 of the best running back fits for the Chicago Bears in the 2025 NFL Draft. The 2025 NFL Draft is inching closer and closer. With the Chicago Bears addressing their biggest needs during free agency, the focus will now turn to lower value positions like running back. With a brand new coaching staff and blocking scheme in place, we'll take a look at 10 running backs who best fit. The NFL world has swiftly moved on from free agency and has in turn shifted its focus to the 2025 NFL Draft. The Chicago Bears are no strangers to the general consensus around the league, believing they've had a strong offseason. We've been here before, as recently as last year, but there's reason to believe things can be different this time around. The Bears attacked the trenches with conviction, and it appears that the front office and coaching staff have truly found a cohesion that didn't exist during the Matt Eberflus era. Now the team will transition from adding proven talent to something with many different variables, including projecting how young players will translate to the next level. Although the NFL Draft can be unpredictable and full of surprises, it is the most proven avenue to build a Super Bowl contender. Chicago will have 4 picks in the top 72, and thanks to their aggressive approach during the onset of free agency, they'll go into draft weekend with a wide-open board. Somewhere in those first few selections, the Bears are expected to add more firepower to Ben Johnson's offense. While fans are used to focusing on pass catchers as a primary source for the skill positions, Johnson's offensive success has been heavily predicated on a dynamic running back duo. With DeAndre Swift in the fold for at least another year, the first-year head coach can focus on adding the first of his two long-term pieces at the running back position. The hires made within his coaching staff are equally important to Johnson's strengths, while names like offensive coordinator Declan Doyle and wide receivers coach Antoine Randall caught the most headlines in January, being able to pull away top-endy. Offensive line coach Dan Rauscher away from Tulane should prove to be one of Johnson's most impactful hires. Rauscher comes from zone-based principles, emphasizing a wide zone blocking scheme, which is similar to what Johnson ran the most in Detroit. Rauscher spent some time with radio announcers Jeff Joniak and Tom Thayer on Bears Weekly. He broke down his start to coaching and why he transitioned from playing quarterback to coaching offensive line. His introduction to zone blocking schemes and how he adapted his approach from 1991 onwards was most interesting. The veteran offensive line coach also spoke about adapting to personnel, whether it's a player with athletic limitations or having an athletic stud who simply needs help adjusting to the scheme. It was an interesting conversation, but the main takeaway was that Johnson brought him in specifically because of his work as a zone blocking guru, primarily in wide zone. With all three interior offensive linemen in place for the near-term future, the focus of this new offense will turn to the running game. Although the Bears already have Swift and Rushin Johnson in place, it's easy to argue that neither player is a good fit for this scheme. New running backs coach Eric Bieniemy also spoke with Joniak and Thayer on the Bears, Etc. podcast and had some interesting thoughts on Swift. Although Bieniemy was complimentary overall of the veteran running back, saying more than anything, "We need to make sure he understands that he can find 4 yards in between the tackles and also hit the home run when he needs to." This points to a coach who understands the delicate balance between patience, vision, and taking yards where you can get them. Short area quickness, vision, lateral agility, and the ability to know when to make a cut are all big factors in a successful wide zone running back. Armed with the knowledge of what scheme Johnson and this offense are looking to master, let's take a look at 10 running backs in the 2025 draft class that could be targets for the Bears when the draft kicks off. Ideal fits 1. Ashton Jeanty, Boise State, first round. Top 15, the cream of the crop, is, of course, the top player at the position. Jeanty is a stoutly built runner who can be a 3-tool weapon for any offense. He's an outstanding runner with great anticipation, impressive vision, and the ability to break away in the open field. He can catch the ball out of the backfield, and while he needs to expand his route tree, there's little concern that he can develop that at the NFL level. Finally, as a blocker, he's physical and well-polished coming out of college. Jeanty's ability to make a cut and get upfield is not in question thanks to his vision and initial burst. Although he could be classified as scheme versatile, he would be an excellent fit for the Bears' new offensive scheme as a do-it-all back. NFL comp LaDainian Tomlinson NFL, Com Alvin Kamara Pro Football Focus 2, Tre'Veyon Henderson Ohio State, second round Ohio State, had a pair of running backs in 2024 that should translate very well to the next level. Henderson is the most explosive of the two runners, but despite having more speed, he's arguably as physical and more successful after contact than his counterpart. Chip Kelly's offense featured many more zone concepts early in the season, but due to injuries, they transitioned to more of a gap scheme later in the year. Henderson's lateral agility and quick one-cut ability would be a big value in this scheme. He can hit a home run but also possess good vision. He can catch the ball out of the backfield and is a willing blocker. Durability will be the bigger concern for him at the NFL level, but assuming he can stay healthy, he might be the closest version of Jahmyr Gibbs in this draft class. NFL comp Aaron Jones NFL, Com Chase Brown Bleacher Report 3, Caleb Johnson, Iowa. Second third round Johnson has become one of the class' more polarizing prospects due to his lack of elite traits. The Iowa product is a big physical back that doesn't have breakaway speed but has shown good patience, vision, and an ability to explode out of the backfield in a zone-based scheme. As a runner, he runs with good tempo and patience. As a pass catcher, he does more than enough to be used out of the backfield. The bigger concerns are his lack of second gear in the open field and his blocking ability. Johnson isn't an elite athlete, and his lack of bend and upright running style shows up. His ideal scheme at the NFL will be wide or outside zone. but his ceiling might be limited unless he can become a more creative runner with more lateral agility. Notably, ESPN's Matt Bowen had him as an ideal fit in the Bears scheme. NFL comp Tyler Allgeier NFL. Com DeMarco Murray. The Draft Network 4, Paishal Tootin, Virginia Tech 4th round. After an extensive dive into Tootin's game at Virginia Tech, I was much more impressed than expected. He's an exciting runner with explosive traits once he gets into the open field. His 4.32.40 time at the Combine was often seen on tape. He's a bit of a feast or famine runner, but I'm willing to assign more blame to the offensive scheme than I am the player. Has an aggressive blocker who shows a good base. His receiving game needs work, but again, much of that can be attributed to coaching and his role in that offense. Outside of too many low-yardage gains, the biggest concern is his ability to secure the ball when getting to the second level. He led college football with 8 fumbles over the last 2 seasons and possesses smaller than ideal hands. A bit of projection goes into this, but his skill set and athletic ability make him an ideal day 3 fit for Johnson's offense. NFL comp Chase Brown, 33rd Team Isaiah Pacheco NFL, Com 5A, Quinshon Judkins, Ohio State, 2nd round. The other piece of Ohio State's two-headed monster isn't far behind Henderson in terms of fit for the Bears' offense. Despite being the bigger, more physical player, Judkins' testing numbers displayed an impressive level of his game that wasn't always seen on tape. The former Ole Miss product has enough burst to be a one-cut runner, displays impressive hands out of the backfield, and is a willing and physical blocker. He doesn't quite have Henderson's breakaway speed, but he does well for himself in the open field. Judkins has the skill set to be a 3-down back but must improve in after-contract situations. His ability to get into the end zone should not be overlooked, nor should his versatility. NFL comp Joe Mixon, NFL, com Kareem Hunt, The Draft Network 5B. Omarion Hampton, North Carolina, first-round top 30 Hampton is a big physical back that displays impressive athletic traits for his size. Has not a burner who will tear opposing defenses apart with the home run, but he runs with good pace due to his well-above-average footwork. Has a physical runner with good vision and tends to finish forward. He has more than enough athletic ability to be a one-cut runner that can stretch the edge before getting vertical. The North Carolina product possesses 3-down ability with his ability to catch the ball and pass block. Has more of a slashing runner, which would fit in a wide zone scheme, but many believe his best fit at the NFL level will be in a gap scheme. Although it's fair to label him scheme versatile, he's lower on this list because he is a better projected fit in a gap scheme. NFL comp Ramondre Stevenson NFL, Rashard Mendenhall Pro Football Focus 7, Jaden Blue Texas 4th-5th round for a player. With a limited role in college, there's not a much better fit for a wide zone scheme in this draft than Blue. The Bears had a large contingent at Texas Pro Day, and it's easy to see why. Blue is a speed demon with big-time home run ability. He lacks nuance as a runner and needs to vary his approach out of the backfield to become more consistent. He's got a smaller frame, which could limit his role at the next level. Right now, Blue is more of a one-speed runner who could benefit from being asked to do more and be forced to grow. Ball security is a bit of an issue, but the athletic profile and scheme fit make him a very interesting Day 3 prospect for Chicago if they wait to address the need. It's also worth mentioning that he's got a high ceiling as a receiver, which could help his ability to become an early down weapon. NFL comp Tony Pollard, Pro Football Focus Justice Hill, Bleacher reported could work with some caveats. Brashard Smith SMU Smith is a former 4-star and top 250 recruit who originally committed to Miami after multiple Power 5 offers. He transitioned from wide receiver to running back after transferring to SMU in 2024. He has limited exposure to the position, but has true 4.3 speed with the ability to catch the ball out of the backfield and be a plus returner at the next level. Smith has a small frame and will need to bulk up to become a true running back in the NFL. He's an explosive runner with plenty of one-cut ability. With only 253 college carries, mileage usage won't be a concern. He needs to continue to improve as a pass blocker. His game's plenty of explosiveness, but improving his technique as a runner, getting around the edge and making cuts upfield will be at the top of his priority list. Due to his speed and potential skill set, he'll likely be a late day 2 or early day 3 selection. There's plenty to love about his game, but there's also plenty of risk due to the unknown of how he'll transition full-time to the running back position. In the long run, his best schematic fit will be in wide outside zone, but there will be a learning curve associated with it, which is why he's lower on this list. NFL comp Duke Johnson, 33rd Team Nyheim, Heinz Pro Football Focus 9. Devin Neal, Kansas. 4th-5th round after an impressive 2023 campaign, Neal opted to return to school and have a career year for the Jayhawks. Kansas is one of the few college teams that run a blend of a wide zone blocking scheme, so it leaves little to the imagination regarding fit. More importantly, Neal's lack of athleticism is the bigger concern here. His 5:58.40 time at the Combine was unimpressive, but he plays slightly faster in film, has a physical runner with good one-cut ability. He was featured as a prominent receiving option out of the backfield, but should have no issues expanding his role there. One of Neal's best traits is falling forward through contact and gaining extra yards. His athletic limitations might make it tough for him to be fully successful as a wide outside zone runner, but he has the tools to make it work. NFL comp Zach Charbonnet, 33rd Team Richard White Pro Football Focus 10, Cam Scatabo, Arizona State 4. Those who watched the college football playoff, Scatabo went from a relative unknown to most football fans to someone extremely easy to root for. What's there really to say here? Has an extremely physical runner who lacks elite athletic traits, but makes it work because of his level of effort. He's not going to blow anybody away with his speed in the open field, but you don't rack up 1,700 rushing yards and 600 yards receiving without having the prerequisites to be a starting-level NFL running back. Scatabo has good vision and can effectively catch the ball out of the backfield. Like some of the other names on this list, he's not great at anything, but good at a lot. The biggest concern moving forward will be his lack of speed and whether or not that will limit the type of role he can play in the NFL. There's also some concern that his willingness to run into contact could shorten his shelf life. Due to his quick horizontal to vertical ability, he'd be a quality fit for a wide zone scheme, but again, his lack of speed was clocked at 4.626. 65 during his pro day could limit his role and scheme versatility. NFL comp Jalen Warren, NFL. Com Kyren. Williams Bleacher Report and Pro Football Focus. And now, Day Bears fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Da Bears. I'll be back any moment with more The Monsters of the Midway News.